Check, 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 check. Hello? Hello? Check, check. Yeah, I know it's not on. Hang on.
Check.
Hello, hello. Kelly's here, so we are ready to get started. Betty is here.
I'm on yet. I can't tell.
No.
Oh, wait, it says I am, right?
Check, check. Yeah?
Am I on? I don't think so.
We are 2 minutes away, Glenn, and we have one mic on. If that doesn't work, we have another mic there.
I don't know that mine's on.
So we're 36
Am I on now? I'm on now.
seconds away.
I'm on now. I wasn't a second ago.
Grab your coffee, everybody. Grab a seat. We're going to get started real quickly.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. I am Farmer Banks Helfrich, and we are at 1 Million Cups, and this is
Amber. I'm Amber.
just Amber?
Well, what do you want me to go by? I mean, I
Bet-
answer to anything, quite honestly.
Yeah, Betsy goes with Betsy Sorg.
Oh, so Amber Welch.
Amber Welch, very good.
We're down to one monitor today, as you guys can see. We're hobbling along.
Yes, Donald's here, so we're getting ready to start it. So today we have a couple. What do we have today?
I know we have a really exciting representer. Make sure everyone's checked in if you haven't already. Scan the little QR code. It lets the foundation know that we're actually showing up and meeting everybody and being part of the community. Banks is doing it live. Exciting stuff.
I am. Did you already do it?
Huh?
Did
Yeah,
you
I
already
did
check
it
in?
earlier.
Perfect. You're Johnny on the spot.
I'm nothing if not on time. So, our mission, as everybody in this room probably knows, is entrepreneurs helping entrepreneurs.
Correct. Correct. Who came up with that?
It wasn't me. Oh, you did?
That was
you?
mine. That was mine. Yeah.
Oh.
We had a big long one. I think we AI'd it, and it was like
Okay.
10 words. And I was like, wait a minute, we can make it better.
I thought Kauffman just sent us that. I didn't know that was your brilliance.
Well, my middle name is Kauffman. Did you know that? No. All right. What's the next slide?
Our key pillars.
Our key pillars. Yes, I'll go through those real quickly.
Sure.
So presentations, not pitches. What's the difference, Amber?
Well, when you're pitching, you're asking for something that's not just advice.
Well-
Typically money, clients, that sort of thing.
Well, we're business people. Don't
Yeah.
we want something?
We do. We want advice. We want problem solving.
Which brings connections, not networking.
That's right.
So we want to create connections, those relationships, then we'll do what?
Then we're going to help our community
Get-
by naturally increasing all of the things that you were after to begin with by not pitching.
Get more business that way, I guess,
Yeah.
through connections. For the community, by the community, for the community. So we're here for the community, and how much do you get paid to do this?
Oh, all the money. All the money.
Amber and I do this as volunteers. In fact, every single person here who is part of the team, in fact, raise your hand if you're part of the team, Jackie and Glenn and Lenka, Doris, and you too.
And me.
Yep. And we do it out of the kindness of our heart because we want to help the community, right?
We do.
That does sound really sappy, though.
I mean, I suppose it depends on who you are.
What's
I
it-
don't think it's that sappy, but
Really? All
no,
right.
not really.
And this is a welcoming space for every entrepreneur. We want you to come up here and to be, you ready? Here's the word, vulnerable.
Yeah, and that's a tough thing to do. We get that. It's intimidating. Most people hate public speaking. So kindness is key here. We want to help each other. First timers, is anybody here today for the first time?
Raise your hand.
Awesome.
Oh, wow, wonderful. Yes.
Terry.
Who started that clapping? Thank you. Thank you, Red. Terry, you're not here for the first time. We have Kelly from SIS. So, Silhouette Island Sanctuary. Yes. There are monkeys at her place. It's amazing. Oh my gosh. Can't wait till you speak. And you are new?
Yes, Cecilia Herrera. I'm here with my cousin Shannon Weber. I'll let her explain her business.
Sharon Weber?
Shannon?
Shannon.
I get called Shannon. That's my twin sister's nickname. I own Ally for Health. It's a functional medicine integrative practice.
Perfect.
Very comprehensive. And I have a med spa as well, but I've got $1 million worth of healing equipment there. Yeah. So just letting people know I'm in.
Hear the world. Heal the world, Shannon. Who else is new? I saw some other hands. Some other hands? No?
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Well, I failed. I normally have merch with me and was in a hurry because I get to team up with banks today, and I don't always get to do that. So anyone that's new, you got to come back next week because I'll remember the merch. So you got to come back, if nothing else, to get your freebie stuff.
We get some swag. We get cups.
Yeah, we've got little notebooks. And good pens. Those are some high quality
Hey, you want to
pens.
try this pen? This is the best pen.
Is that one of them?
No, it's not one of them.
Insert deadpan face.
Kelly.
Listen to half of what he says.
All right, what else? What else? Do you want to present?
Yeah.
Shannon, we would love for you to present someday, and this is your first time here. Kelly, I would love for you to present and bring the monkeys. And when I'm talking about
Bring
monkeys,
the monkeys.
they have been here before. Oh my gosh. Her island is amazing, and believe it or not, they have 2 turkeys that act like dogs. They don't gobble, they go bow wow. No, they don't. No, I'm kidding about it.
That would be pretty interesting.
They do have 2 turkeys that just walk around. Anyway, someday she's going to present. So we're looking for presenters all the time. In fact, today we have a presenter, don't we?
We do.
Yep.
What is this one? Oh,
this is the
it's our
icebreaker.
icebreaker. We're on it today, Banks. Betsy's gonna come back after watching us and be like, no more, guys, no more. So if anyone wants to chime in with us, the icebreaker today is, if your business journey so far were a vacation, what would it be? I just got back from vacation, so I'm gonna kick off this whole thing.
Please do.
Because I went on a cruise in Alaska. So if my business journey so far were a vacation, it would probably be the Titanic.
Oh, really?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, but wouldn't that be sad?
Yeah,
so does anybody want to share what vacation your
what?
business journey would be?
I'm not sure I understand what this. If your business journey so far were a vacation,
Yeah.
I don't understand. What is exactly?
Kind of like Mount Everest. You're going on vacation to Mount Everest, and it's a hike. It's a
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Which
It's
is
a climb. It's a
which is your
survival
business?
mode.
I think we also have an example.
All right. We'll get
We also
somebody.
have an example
Jack-
underneath if you need some inspiration.
I'm getting the show back on track here.
Thank you, Jackie.
All right. So if my business journey were, I feel like I'm screaming, sorry, were a vacation, it would be road trip. I'm choosing from that subtitle there, Banks. And I'm going to say road trip because sometimes he just got it. Did you see that?
I know. I saw
Road
that.
trip because sometimes I'm speeding along on a beautiful road, enjoying the scenery, and other times it's bumper to bumper traffic and I have road rage. And that is how to answer this question, Banks.
Nice. Anybody else? A road trip or a luxury cruise or a misconnection or a
And if anyone
stranded-
answers luxury cruise, I think they need to do our next presentation as an extra shot to explain what they're doing for the rest of us.
Really? Anybody else? What would your business be? Sandra.
I have a friend that has a treehouse spa place in Thailand. His name is Hoops. So, yeah.
Who? All right. What about you, Linka?
Well, for me, it is Mount Everest. I want to go on vacation to Mount Everest. Not really, but it feels like it. It's the constant climb. And when you get there, you look up and there's so much more. And you make the next base camp and you're so excited, accomplished, and you look out, it's like, oh my gosh, there's more.
Right.
But you see it, sometimes it feels like you can't reach it, but you just keep going. So that is what my business journey feels like. Not necessarily a vacation, but it's a trip to Mount Everest.
I think that's every entrepreneur, right? We're all kind of addicted to that constant go, 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 get, get, get.
Yep. The other thing is marathon. I think mine would be like a marathon. Every day I get up and I'm.
Well, it's all the door knocking.
Yeah.
I mean, that is kind of a marathon.
Yeah, that is. Yes.
So I had to think about mine for a second. So let's say destination Hawaii, somewhere nice. I know I'm getting there, beautiful scene. But more like being in the airport with a multiple connection flight. So you have bad weather in one place, you got to transfer to this airport, you got to meet your next flight. You have the multiple connections. But I think that's what my business journey feels like, is going through navigating, exploring different industries, exploring different things, but knowing that once I get through this travel journey or out of the airport, it'll be a good vacation.
Well, I think that is an excellent lead-in to our presenter today.
Yes. We have a
who
presenter.
has- yeah,
Guys,
and
one
he's
more?
presented before. So this is a touch base on kind of how things are going, I believe.
I mean, you were there, Banks, so
Yes, I was there.
you were
Yeah.
there.
All right, Terry DeBusk is going to come up and share with us what's changed since he was here before and all of the good stuff happening in the travel industry.
Wonderful. Terry,
Yeah.
take it over.
Good morning, everybody. How are y'all doing today? Let's see how this works, because they didn't give me a. Okay, now I'm going that way. Oh, that way. Okay, there we are. So as I'm just going to keep playing with this thing. So as Banks and Amber mentioned, my name is Terry DeBusk, and I am here as a representative of Cruise Planners. We're a franchise that does any type of travel, but since the November mark, where I was kind of going everywhere and I did any type of travel, if you asked me, I would do it. I have narrowed it down and still have some more narrowing down to do to cruises. So I chose cruises because that's where my passion is. Denise and I, my wife that's sitting right here, she and I went on our honeymoon. That was my very first cruise, and I fell in love with it, and we continued kind of traveling. And then a couple years ago, the opportunity arose where I was able to purchase this franchise and start the business and start the journey, my entrepreneurial journey that I've had a dream of doing for a lot of years. So, wrong one again. So basically, 6 months ago I was here, and I'm just here to talk about some of the things that worked and some of the things that didn't work. And one of the best things that I did was niche down to cruises. So when people ask me, I can tell them no, and I have a person that I refer to for land and destination stuff. So I always just call him and tell him that I have a new client for him when people ask about that. Let me just look over this because I haven't really paid that much attention to it. But basically, these are the things that I'm working on right now. Social media has still been a challenge for me. I've grown some in the last few months, but still haven't done a whole lot with it. So I just bought a new camera, and I'm going to start trying to do a little bit more recording and everything. I've gotten a few more mentors for social media, and they're encouraging me to just record everything and just start learning how to edit stuff down so I can start building my social media up. I actually narrowed down I used to go to any and every networking event that I could find, and I narrowed it down to 1 Million Cups and a couple of the chamber events that I do. Once in a while, I'll go over to a couple other ones when I'm invited to go just to support friends. But I found that going to every single networking event really just kept me busy talking to people and not doing what I needed to do to build my business. So I decided to do that. One of the things that was suggested to me was trying to build my website, to the SEO for my website a little better. And I did a lot of research into that and found that really what Cruise Planners gives us at this time, I'm not able to really change a whole lot because they have a lot of paid advertisers that pay to be right at the front of our websites. So when people go to that website, I can't change anything that's at the very front of it and narrow it down to and tell people who I am other than just an about me section. So I'm hoping that the way that they're building the new website, I hear that I'm going to have a little bit more control over that. And by the end of the year, they're going to have a new website built for all the Cruise Planners franchise owners. Let's see, that way. So one thing that hasn't worked yet is I haven't gotten any real sales from social media yet. My purpose of trying to build my social media and to get sales from that is to go from being in my inner circle. So I have my inner circle, like the people I know here, and then I've been able to go out of that inner circle, just one section where somebody they introduced me to purchases a cruise from me and everything. But what I'm trying to do, of course, is open my horizons and start meeting new people and go outside of people who I know, so they come to me directly because of something that they saw a post, or they were referred to my website because of Googling a travel advisor in Clermont or whatever. So I'm still working on that. Something that I went and did several months ago with Jackie, I'm having a Splash Social Marketing. Thank you. I went and did a story selling event with them, and that's not something that I've really tapped into, and I know that I need to tap into it because people keep telling me that I'm a good speaker, even though I kind of ramble a little bit and I'm a little nervous being up here. They keep telling me that's one thing I've heard over and over again, is that I'm a good speaker, so and I tell good stories. I just need how to use the stories to sell people on doing the cruises and everything. So that's something that I'm still working on trying to do, and just being more disciplined with and consistent with learning that type of stuff, figuring out exactly what it is that I need to do and doing it, and sitting down, because I'm totally ADHD and I'm like all over the place and I can't really focus. It's really something that I've been working on the last 6 months to try to learn how to focus. But one thing that I'm changing right now is, instead of doing my social media just to be selling, I'm trying to do a lot more social media to educate, because a lot of people don't know what you need to do when you're going to be going on a cruise, especially for those people who have never been on a cruise. Like, you have to have your passport. It has to expire at least 6 months after you're going on the cruise in order for you to be able to go on the cruise, because a lot of the countries that the cruise lines go to, they insist that your passport is at least 6 months valid on there. So talking about the importance of insurance, and not just to sell the insurance, but just to be able to protect yourself, because if something happens on a cruise ship and you're in the middle of the water and you have to be evacuated, that can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to do so if you're in a foreign country. Not just that, and then including also the medical bills when you get to whatever country in hospital they take you to. It can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. So just simple things like that. I'm excited about the new website, so I can't do anything about that. That's Cruise Planners. They're building that right now. They've told us that hopefully by the end of the year, it'll be out to us as well. They're working on getting their website done first, and then they're going to start letting the franchise owners have it and everything. So I'm going to just skip that. So really, that's all I have to say. That's about what's happening and everything. If y'all have input, obviously give me input, and I'd be happy to listen and take any advice.
Terry, everyone.
I'll just write it
DeBusk.
Hey, I told you that 6 months ago. You should have remembered.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
All right, so we need a passport now, correct?
You don't have to have a passport. You can use a birth certificate. But one thing that I learned recently is there's situations where wives get married, they change their last names. So when they have their birth certificate has a different last name. So you have to have that birth certificate, and you also have to have that license, the marriage license, to show the change of names and everything to do it. But the thing is with the birth certificate is, if you travel to a foreign country, you can only do it when, say you're going out of Miami, you go from Miami to the islands, and then you come back to Miami. That's the only time you can use the birth certificate. But if you're in a foreign country and something happens emergency-wise, you're stuck in that country until you can get a passport. And you have to go to the closest embassy or place that you can get your passport, a consulate. And if you're in places like Ocean Cay, which is a private island, there's no consulate there. So you have to figure out how to travel to the closest consulate and everything to be able to do your thing. And that can take up to a week or so to get an emergency passport. So I tell everybody, use a passport.
Right.
Because it's just the best way to do it.
I have a question. So because you've presented before and this was your second time, what, based off, I think if I remember right, the last time that you presented, your biggest like ask or question was tied to like how to get your name out there and get known in the community and that sort of thing.
Yep.
What do you think was the number one big change that you made that kind of started pushing you in the right direction since you presented?
Really narrowing down the networking events, because narrowing down and getting to know a lot of people, different people. And I always walk up to people, like I met these lovely ladies earlier, Cecilia and Shannon.
Yes.
Shannon. So introducing myself to people, every time I see a new person, I walk right up to them and I say, hey, my name's Terry, how are you? And I don't just sit there and, I'm not like sitting there in my, trying to pull out my card thing and give them my card. I'm just up there trying to get to know people and get to be known as somebody that you can trust and like in the community and everything. So,
Do you think that kind of niching down and narrowing that down, was that like a big piece of the advice that you felt like everyone offered last
oh yeah,
time?
absolutely.
So it was
narrowing
helpful.
down to cruises, and I'm trying to narrow down just to group cruises and everything, but really in order to get to that point, I have to be able to do families too, like 1 or 2 cabins for a family and everything like that. But say within the next like 18 months or so, I really just want to be doing just group cruises and have like 7 or 8 or more cruises a year that I send people on for groups, doing things like, you know, just like an entrepreneurial group. I was talking to Nathan earlier, bringing like 5 or 6 speakers where we can do something similar to a Million Cups, but giving that speaker like an hour to talk instead of just 20 minutes or
Almost
6
like an
minutes
educational
and everything,
intensive.
and saying, hey, this is where I started,
Yeah.
and this is where, and talk about their journey and getting there, and inviting people to come on that, stuff like that.
Why group
So-
cruises? Do you just like the setup and planning of it more? Are these like known groups, like everyone knows each other, or are you like kind of like
Sometimes-
matchmaking?
Absolutely. Sometimes it can be people, they refer to it as affinity groups, where it's like a church group or a sewing group or something like that. I talked to somebody about doing a quilting cruise at some point. So bringing people together who with a similar interests and everything.
You should do an
Right.
Alaskan cruise for that. They need the quilts.
Oh yeah, I know. That's a pretty good idea.
So we're going to open it up to anybody who has questions, comments, help out Terry with what he's doing, and we're going to start right here, right now.
John.
All right, I have a simple suggestion or request. Tell us a story.
Tell us a story. So tell you my story? Oh, a story? Oh, I can't.
Story selling.
Yeah, it's story selling. I'm not going to, I can't be put on the pod to do it. My favorite experience with a customer, where I saved somebody. Where I saved somebody money. I like that. So, yeah. So we booked a cruise for a friend of ours about 9 months ago, and one of the things that cruise planners has built into their system is it's constantly looking for a cheaper price and everything. So what I got an email after booking, like a couple weeks after booking, and the price had changed and gone down. So I called her and was able to save. How much was it? Like $300 or something like that for Angela's. Yeah, it was a couple $100. It's been a while, but that's what I like the most, is saving people money. So it's not about because of course if the price of the cruise goes down, of course your commissions go down, right? But it's not about the commission loss. It's about the building relationship and somebody, one of my clients getting that savings, and then them going to their friends and going, yeah, I'm going on this cruise, and you know what my travel advisor did? Oh, what's their name? That's what it's all about, is building those relationships in the community.
Hi guys, Will with Fresh Life Orlando. First, great presentation, Terry.
Thank
I
you.
noticed in the presentation that you mentioned and talked about social media and some of the challenges with that. And I know that as an entrepreneur myself, and I'm 55, so when we're talking about people over 40, sometimes there's a bit of hesitation when it comes to putting our content out there on social media. But I just want to say, me personally, I'm on my phone, I'm doom scrolling multiple times throughout the day. I think that there's a great opportunity possibly for you with the wellness industry. There's a lot of wellness events that are popping up. Those are groups that have similar interests as well. I think a lot of us older entrepreneurs don't utilize ads on social media that extends our reach maybe to bring them within the sales funnel and build that community as well. Ads are super cheap and you can increase your reach by thousands of people for maybe 10 bucks. Also, TikTok is something, I don't care for TikTok a lot as an older person, but TikTok gets a lot of eyeballs, and there are a lot of older people, surprisingly, that are on TikTok. So I think you can get a lot of bang for your buck with the way that you tell stories and with your personality. Consider exploring TikTok and maybe placing some ads to get people to your page, not necessarily to buy anything, but to come visit your page and see what you're about.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that. And it's funny that you mentioned TikTok, because I was with one of my friends a couple weeks ago, and I was like, no, I'm not doing TikTok because because of the age, the age gap, and the younger generations, they don't think about going on cruises and everything a lot unless they went on with their families growing up, right? And my friend pulls up statistics for TikTok, and there's like 11 million people on TikTok that are above 55. Something like that, it's above 55. So it's like 11 million people. And that's my age range, is my age and above and everything. Because that's who goes on cruises, and that's who can afford to do a lot of like cruising and everything. Several people I know that cruise several times a year, they're my age and older, and they can afford to go on 3 or 4 a year because they've worked hard, while they're younger to get to that point. So.
Yeah, if you saw the
TikTok
number
is a
of
good
videos
thing.
that my mom sent me a day from TikTok, you would know.
Yeah.
There are plenty of older people.
I know. So I got
and get 5 TikToks out of that one video
Right.
that you do to YouTube. That turns into 5 one-minute TikToks. That's
Right.
5 ads that you got rotating
Yeah.
in the Clermont area.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of video right now actually too, so I'll be utilizing it. Hi, Jackie.
Hi, how are you? So talking about story selling, I know one of the challenges that you have is being newer in the industry. You only have so many stories that you can share from the people that you've booked for. That's growing and all that. Don't be afraid to share other people's stories. Acknowledge that. Don't claim it as your own. Eventually, you're going to be able to create a library that are your stories. But I literally, the other day, a friend of mine from New York stopped by, and she told me about a cruise that she was on a few months ago where she literally almost died, and there's more to the point, but my point here is that $78 of insurance for the cruise saved her over $8,000 in medical bills of being cared for on the ship.
Right.
So that right there, instead of just saying it as this is what it could save you, giving a little bit of the background, like her story is really in depth, but don't bring it down, but use other people's stories and say, hey, my friend is a travel agent, a travel advisor, and this is a story that we just heard, because it's not stealing from them.
Right.
This is what the industry is.
Oh, I always give credit where credit is due, absolutely.
Yeah, but
because a
don't-
lot of people are in the same room as when I heard one of a travel advisor saving somebody's wedding, and I use that on occasion. And
Absolutely.
I always give, because I can't use it as my own, because a lot of people who are in this room were in the same room
Yeah.
talking.
But then,
right?
and
So-
when you have somebody where you save that a lot of money or something like that, those are the people to reach out to and say, hey, can I get a testimonial from you? Some will do it in writing, some will actually
Yeah.
give you a video.
Yeah, that's been a challenge too. That's a challenge that I didn't actually bring up, is just getting people to do that, because I have somebody who went out on a cruise a few months ago, and she talked about how fantastic a time it was, a surprise for her kids and stuff, and everything like that. But I still haven't been able to get her to just take 5 minutes to give me that review.
That
and
type is
everything.
great, but
So-
especially when there was a challenge that you helped
Oh,
them
yeah.
overcome, that people tend to
Gotcha.
be more willing to take the time to do it for those.
Oh, the challenge, yeah, absolutely.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Jared Taylor of Sugarloaf Partners,
All right.
nonprofit fundraising
All right.
consultant. So I just wanted to get up and give kudos to Terry. You know, at the end of the day in fundraising, people give to people that they trust, and the same thing in business. You know, we do business with people first and foremost, but we do business with people that we trust. And probably going to shine a little bit of a spotlight on Terry and make him feel embarrassed and blushed, but such a great person. Obviously, he goes up and talks to people, but I mean, I've been to a funeral for someone else's kid here in the community, and Terry went with me and my 3 kids. His daughter was there. I'm not currently in the market for cruising, but you bet your britches when I am, Terry's going to be my guy that I call. And you can't fake that. You can't put that on paper. That doesn't show up on the resume. It just speaks to the testament of that person's character. So, doing a great job, bud.
I appreciate your
I'll pass
encouragement.
on the mic, but I'll actually continue with that. Likability
Yeah.
is what you should focus on when it comes to your social media. And I tell my friends and even my anyone that I coach, just go and talk. Talk about your passions. You do not have to over-engineer things. You do not have to have reels that are perfect. Go and talk. Put the camera in front of you and talk about what's in your heart and why you are in this industry. Make people love you, right? We love you, all of us here, because you have that. Just put it in the video, that's all. And cut it up like we talked about into
Yeah.
short little
I'm learning
clips.
how to edit, so.
And overcome that fear. The reason why you haven't done it yet, because you're afraid.
Oh, yeah.
So address that first, figure out what it is that's stopping you from going live or doing these videos, and then get in front of the camera and talk. You got
I
this.
overthink it. I can tell you that's
There you
exactly
go.
why.
There you go.
That's why I didn't really prepare for standing up here, because I knew I would overthink it. So it was like,
Good
Just
morning,
wing it.
everyone. Shanita Singh with SRS Insights. Terry, I remember when you first did your presentation back in November. It was great, and you mentioned you were just starting out. You didn't talk about your success, and I know you mentioned at the chamber you just small ways from your goal for the annual goal,
Yeah.
and it's only June. Can you share that with us? I think that's
yeah,
important.
absolutely. So at the beginning of the year, I made a goal in my head, but I didn't actually write it out. And then I did a sales conference in like February where they talked about our systems. And every time you pull up this dashboard that's in our system, it has a North Star. And they tell you every year, put a North Star statement there. And what's your North Star statement? So I took the statement and I put it there. And that statement was, by the end of 2026, I'll have $100,000 in sales by being consistent and taking care of my clients and being consistent with doing what I do. And one of the groups that I was going to before, they said pick a word of the year, and my word was presence. Just to be present and to be consistent with being present and going to places. If you say you're going to go, go. So I made that goal of $100,000 in sales, but I had that goal in mind for a total of $100,000 in sales. And in actuality, I have $130,000 in sales right now, but that's for this year and next year, and I'm only $13,000 away from hitting my goal for $100,000 in sales for this year's that departed sales. So I've
Your
done a
goals
pretty
are too
decent job,
small.
apparently.
We
so.
need to add
Yeah, and
another
that's what,
zero to
that's
it.
what
I
one of
think
my
that's what
friends
I'm
told me. It's like,
thinking.
your goal is too low. And I never thought I'd be able to hit $100,000 in sales. I never thought, and I didn't think of it as being 2026. I just thought period, like even for 28, because I have one booking in 2028 already. And it's like, but 2026. So that's why you're going to start seeing a lot of stuff talking about Christmas and everything, because a lot of people like to do Christmas cruises, and this is a good time to be booking for that. So I'm not supposed to be pitching.
Something happened to me, and I needed a hotel room.
Yeah.
And out of the blue, I went to you and said, "Hey, do you do hotel rooms?" And you said yes. And you got me a hotel room, and that's
I booked
part
the
of.
wrong one though.
You did.
But that was
no,
your
I
fault,
booked.
though.
I booked the wrong one. Boy, did I book the wrong one. Any other questions or comments about what Terry's doing? And Terry, let me just put people on the spot, and I'll put you on the spot. How many here have used Terry in the past year, or since he's no? Oh, there's 2 of us. Jen. All right, there's 2. So
Yep.
in 6 months, when you come back and speak, there'll be like 4 of us.
Yeah.
It's 6 of us.
Not with the way he's going with his goals. They'll
I
have way
know.
more than that.
I know. I got to get Jared out. I got to get Jared.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I got to get
1
Jared
million
out
cups
on a short
group
weekend
cruise.
one.
Right.
That's the goal.
I wrote down some notes. How does the website work? The
web-
website with cruise planners.
The website with cruise planners is just a simple website. You can book on that website, or you can get in contact me with that website, and it has cruises on it and stuff like that. But they're working on making it better and more interactive. Like right now, you can't do. You have to call me to get a hotel, but in the future, you're going to be able to go onto that website and book a hotel through me.
Okay.
For that with the discounts.
So what do you do? Do you send people to that website?
I generally don't send people to that website.
Okay.
I just tell people to talk to me and everything. But
All right. So,
yeah, I don't.
However,
The website I don't generally use that much because there's not a whole lot on it. Unless somebody really just wants to be taking care of it themselves. Because most people want, if they hire a travel advisor, they want the travel advisor to take care of everything. So I just take care of it. But for those who want to do it themselves, but still, have a travel advisor in case something goes on, then I would send them to the website because they can book.
and logistically, when you and I worked together, I went to you and said, hey, I want to go to St. Augustine. I want 2 nights. How do I do it? And you gave me 3 options.
Yep.
And I took the lowest one. So
Yeah.
I should not have done that. But you gave me the option.
I'm going to give you really expensive ones
Yeah,
next time.
Yeah. What else? I wrote some notes here. In your speaking, and you talked about your speaking a little bit. Just be concise.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, just get right to it. And then also, that was it.
Yeah. That was it.
Oh my God.
I thought you had a whole list here. Come on, Banks.
It was a list of one thing.
We have somebody right over here. Hi.
Hi, my name is Christina. I'm with PNC Bank here in Clermont.
Hi.
I wanted to touch a little bit on the comment that you made about social media. As someone who's helped a few of my friends, develop and get a little bit more of a bigger audience on social media, I can definitely sympathize with the fact that it's incredibly intimidating. It's very, very time consuming. It feels like, 100 shots will only give you 1 that you can actually use, and that doesn't even really include the editing piece of it. There are editing apps that you can use that incorporate AI to kind of edit it for you and put captions up, put transitions up, so that's not necessarily something that you would have to become an expert in.
Right.
People that edit videos, take videos are definitely very expensive and not always the easiest to work with. So there's definitely a whole host of tools available to make that much less time consuming, so that's something you can have incorporated in marketing. Your personal that won't take up too much of your time away from the business that you're already trying to run. So
Right.
Captions is one of the editing apps that I mentioned.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate the input.
Did you say capture? Captions. Another one is CapCut. CapCut. Yep.
I'm starting to learn CapCut. My wife knows it pretty well, so she's trying to teach me a little bit. But I'm hard-headed, so if it was somebody else, I'd probably listen more.
So let's finish up with how do I turn a growing audience into actual clients? So you're talking about meeting people and getting to the point where you can
I didn't
get them-
edit my thing very well. I probably would have taken that down, but
That's okay.
it is what it is.
So how do you get the sale, I guess? Yeah?
I can actually give you a little advice here.
Yeah.
First of all, no, you shouldn't have taken that down. Just like you should set a higher goal for yourself, set a bigger goal for your social media.
Yeah.
Don't say, hey, I need to get over it, I need to get out of my head, blah, blah, blah. Say, I'm going to do this. Set it for your goal for like 1 video a week, just consistently posting something. Lean into all the templates, and then you don't have to do any voiceovers or anything until you get comfortable. But social media, don't sleep on it. I can tell you from personal experience, I probably get 2 to 5 reach outs a week just from my TikTok.
Yeah, that's nice.
And it was brand new last year, and I've not even got 3,000 followers yet. So it works. In fact, I think I get more leads from TikTok than anywhere else. And it's
Yeah.
all education. everything's
Right.
local and education.
Yeah, everything you do is you've taught me a number of things too on your
Why, thank you.
your stuff.
I love the educational aspect because people,
yeah.
we want information out
There's
there.
there's so much education to give too. It's just a matter of figuring out, getting a list together and writing it down and making a schedule of when I'm going to put those out, because there's so many things that people don't. I already wrote a blog post about first-time cruisers, and I sent it out to. I did a group for a friend that's in August, and I think probably 90% of the people have never been on a cruise before. So that kind of lit a fire for me, and I wrote an article about first-time cruising and gave them a list of things that they need to do and be prepared for, before they go.
And you do have a story, because didn't you go on a cruise with your wife on your honeymoon?
Yeah.
That is a story,
That's
right?
a story, yeah, absolutely.
A story to share?
Yeah. Oh, sure. I mean, it was a carnival, and it was an old ship and everything, but I fell in love with doing it. So, but it's funny that since John put me on the spot earlier, I wish I had thought about one that I'd heard while I was in one of my groups, where the travel agent, that she had a client that was getting married in Jamaica last year when the hurricane was coming, and when the hurricane was announced and she saw where it was going, she knew her client was going there for their wedding. So she called the resort, and she actually had the resort move it to a sister resort outside of the area where the thing was, changed all the flights, changed all the reservations, and then called her client. And her client's like, oh my God, I was going to call you. My wedding's this weekend. Oh, it's all good. It's been taken care of. You're going to this island instead. So that's why you hire a travel advisor, is something like that, because we look out for your best interest. That's a good story, right? See, I wish I had thought about that earlier, but I got the chance to talk about it anyway.
So final question for you, Terry.
Yeah.
One more thing.
Okay.
One more question.
Okay.
Jackie.
Oh, so much talk was on social media, and it's incredibly important and all that. But I do want to highlight that the value proposition of the social media platforms is not sales. Can you make sales? Absolutely, you should, and all that.
Kind of
but
like here, yeah.
It's the value proposition is letting people get to know you, building relationships. That will eventually turn into some sales. But if you are looking at capturing sales right now, the place to do that is through Google. That's the difference between the broad search and the narrow market. Narrow market is people that are looking for cruises. Maybe they don't have a travel advisor yet. So on Google, people are looking in for travel advisor. So it would be Google Ads, which is more of like turning on a faucet for leads to come in. Yes, you have to pay for that, but all this work for social marketing is really important. And social marketing, what you post on socials, is part of SEO for your website. So yes, incredibly important, but I think a lot of times we miss the fact or overlook the fact of what the true value proposition is. And that is exactly what you're doing with it, is connecting with people, building relationships, so when the time comes, they're going to come to you. So it takes a while for that sales process to happen. Yes, there are campaigns and things you can do to try to get sales right away. But again, that's the broad market. Narrow market is on Google.
Thank you very much.
Take it away,
Now I
Amber.
get to ask. What can we as a
do
community
for you as a
do for
community?
you? Oh, you're going to do something. He's doing something
I
for us now.
I knew the question, so I was just saying it as you said it. So anyway, continue doing what we're doing, right? So I've been building relationships with a lot of you guys. So if, like a few weeks ago, I was doing my little 30-second speech at the morning coffee, and I put myself down in that speech, right? And then somebody comes up to me afterwards and is like, never do that, don't ever do that. So be honest with me. If I say something that's crazy, come up to me and say, you might want to rethink of how you said that, because I like the advice. I'm one thing that Lincoln told me is that I'm teachable, and that I open my ears and I listen. So continue doing that. And of course, if you have anybody that is looking to go out and you want to give me a referral, give me a referral. But I like the education a lot more than the referral, because I've just in 6 months I've gone a long way, but I can't imagine where I'm going to be in 6 months from now. So I'm excited for the future, really.
Terry DeBusk, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Wow. We're up to something new, like a brew.
We are.
Some
We
brew.
are. A community brew.
Community brew.
Yeah. I'm going to flip past. Oh, actually, my secret super helper in the back did it for me.
Ooh,
So a lot of people, like we talked about at the beginning, they get really intimidated with the idea of getting up here and talking in front of other people, especially about something as vulnerable as their business. So we want to get feedback from you guys because we had, well, I can't say we, really, I think it was Harry that had an incredibly brilliant idea of giving you guys a second option. If you want to present your business, want to do all the things that a normal presenter does, but with a lot less of the stress. So we have come up with an easier way to present, and essentially it's going to be question-based. So a lot of us are familiar with podcasting. I used to host one. I know a lot of people in the room host podcasts. Think of it like a live podcast. So let's just give a really quick example. Linka, can I use you? Sure. Can you be my demo? So if Linka was wanting to present but wasn't quite comfortable with the idea of coming up and doing what Terry did and isn't a great public speaker, although I can say she is because I've heard her speak, this would be an alternate option that anybody in the room that is interested could use. And essentially what we do is kind of podcast style. So instead of you having to come up and present a whole pitch deck, a non-pitch deck, we would basically podcast it.
We didn't practice this.
We didn't. This is all off the cuff. So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started in your industry.
My name is Linka Brady. I am the founder of Startup Business LLC. I also have an academy in Winter Garden for young entrepreneurs and homeschool kids, homeschool enrichment. And what got me started, I came into the United States as a little girl, and I was 19 without any help, and I had to figure out a way. 30 years later, I am standing in front of you. It was an incredibly rewarding journey, and I feel like I have a lot to teach and share to our young kids, younger generation, to help them avoid some of the mistakes and bad decisions I made along the way that ended up being learning opportunities, but still, if I avoided them, I might have accelerated my success and happiness. So that is why I feel like I want to influence and impact the younger generation.
That's super intimidating to think about at 19, coming into not just a new space, but an entirely new country and like kind of jumping in full force to a new life. So you said that there were a lot of challenges you learned from. Is this kind of the foundation of how you decided to go about building Plant Street?
I think so, and thanks for mentioning that. I think the resiliency would be the biggest lesson, where I see kids giving up way too quickly or have expectations that are completely unrealistic. I learned the hard way what the real world really expects of us and of me. And what was the question? That's the part.
I wanted to understand, like, is kind of your inspiration for how you built the foundation of Plant Street Academy based on like that personal experience?
Yeah, survival mode, real expectations, real world, and being resilient, confident, and the strong belief system in yourself. So I help kids to discover that. The belief system or create a system, a foundation of values, mission-driven, purpose-driven, so that they know exactly how they fit in.
So let me ask you then, with what you guys are doing, you're kind of solving an issue where it's filling in the gaps that maybe schools and parents can't cohesively do themselves, or am I getting that wrong?
No, it's an excellent point. And the reason why you're hitting it exactly where you need to is because Amber actually does know quite a bit about the business, but school system teaches something that's in the textbooks. And we've all been through school, and we've all followed exactly what you were told, and it has to be this way or not. What we teach is how you take what you've learned and how you apply it. So it's the application process, critical thinking process. So if something that's in the textbook that was written 20, 30 years ago is not applicable, there's still something that you can take from it, but apply common sense, critical thinking, your values, your mission, your purpose, and see how it fits, how it makes sense. How do you apply it to be successful?
So it's not really a school per se, it's more like interactive camp or experience for the kids that are involved?
It's the homeschool enrichment is what we are. We're the extension of what they study and learn through their actual curriculum, right? It's a state-driven curriculum. Camp's a little bit different, but a lot of it is based on life skills. Again, critical thinking, confidence, entrepreneurship is a big concept, right? That we're developing the mindset. So kids see themselves as entrepreneurs, innovators. If something doesn't work, it doesn't mean that it's stupid. If it doesn't work, fix it. Find a solution to make it work. So what doesn't work and what is going to make it work, fix it, change it. You are fully capable of doing that. So instead of going, you've heard that, right? Mom, Dad, that's so stupid, I don't want to do it. Well, you want me to do X, what if I did X, Y, Z? It would still accomplish the X, but I'm going to add on Y and Z because that is what makes it more applicable, makes more sense today.
So I've seen on your social media, you guys have summer camps. What other kinds of programs are you offering with your company?
Summer camps, we have several kinds. For the young kids, it's an introduction to entrepreneurship. The older camps are really entrepreneurial boot camp. That's for teenagers 16 and plus. We have life skills. So actually, Shauna back there is working on a wonderful new concept for kiddos. We're working with another entrepreneurial community, Dan. You know him as a DISC consultant. I think that's the right word, but he's also done an amazing work with youth. And so he's developing project for us or concepts for us to teach kids how to take social media and what to do with social media and AI and how to build character when no one's looking. So through really, again, it's all based on your own internal values and your mission and purpose in life. So what do you do with your social media? How do you project yourself, put it out there? And then also, how do you not allow social media to crush you, break your spirit, break your character? And Dan is amazing, teaching kids, again, the concept that we all talk about. What are you doing? What is your behavior like when no one is looking? Are you still proud of your choices and all the actions when no one's looking? And that's really important, so we'll let it sink in. So that's something we're rolling out, social studios, socializing. Kids are on computers daily, phones daily. They don't even know how to start a conversation. Unlike follow, unfollow doesn't work in the real world. If there's a conflict, you have to debate. You have to agree to disagree. There's nothing wrong with loving someone, even though they have opposite views and maybe just see the world differently through different lenses. You can still love them because they're still good people, good citizens. So that's the social studio. We have a guitar studio. So a lot of fun stuff that helps kids be kids and learn how to be a team player.
So I'm going to ask one final question instead of doing all of them because I do want to give time for you guys to give us feedback on this format. But for my final question, what I'm really curious about is if you could pick one thing right now that is a problem you have that the audience can solve. And we're not actually going to answer it today. You guys can come up to Link after and actually give her any advice that you have. But what's your biggest problem right now?
Gosh, remember the Mount Everest. That's how I feel. The one. I stood here probably a month ago and I talked about not having enough time because we're new. Plant Street Academy is brand new and we need time to be out there in the community. It's a new concept. Social media was brand new. We're doing incredible work on social media. Terry, do you know why? Because we show up. We don't think about it twice. We just show up. And we're getting really the views and we're getting noticed. So I think the one problem I have today is still the lack of visibility. You know, we are trying really hard. So if you are here today, if you could possibly like and follow us on social media, Plant Street Academy, I would appreciate it. Let people know what we're doing. I would appreciate it. It's truly the biggest problem still to have that outreach in the community because we've been around only since February.
Thank you so much for being my guinea pig. You guys, if you have advice for Linga, please find her afterwards and give it to her. And also definitely go follow them. And then they do have really cool camps for kids in the summer. I can vouch for this. I've seen all of it myself. So go check those out if you have kiddos that you want to like get rid of for a little while and maybe teach them some usable life skills because it sounds like you've got a bucket full. But
Thank you.
Thank you for coming up and being my guinea pig. I would love feedback from you guys on what you think of this format, this kind of live Q&A with a member of our group here format. Does anybody have any feedback at all? You can tell me you hate it, you can tell me you love it, you can tell me why. Or if you guys have ideas on ways that we could tweak it or change it to make it even better so that it's less intimidating, please let me know.
Hi, Amber Lincoln. I think it's a great format, especially for people that are not comfortable in speaking in front of a crowd. I think the Q&A session is an awesome way to start, and maybe 6 months from now they can come back and do it the other way with the 6 months presentation just without the Q&A session.
Thank you. Oh, we've got lots of feedback. That's what we wanted, guys.
I think this format would be great during your hot shots. The hot shots afterwards and someone's presenting something brand new, this would be a great conversational piece.
What was it? Here?
Thank you.
I think it's a great format. It takes some of the pressure off maybe having to deal with a presentation. And it also helps us deal with our public speaking skills, help us improve on that, and standing in front of an audience. Because a lot of times we have these thoughts in our head, and when it's time to speak, it all gets jumbled up, and it's like a traffic jam. So, yeah,
Yep.
right. And I think with the podcast style, it gets us used to being able to pause, think about the question, answer it appropriately, and get better. Because I'm assuming we would be able to go up more than once, right? If you were to decide to proceed with this. I think it's a great exercise to get us better with public speaking.
Thank you. I think we have more.
Maybe to be a little informal, maybe you can put like a bar stool and then you sit together, side by side. So it's a little
I like
bit,
that idea because
yeah.
I'm lazy and I would like to sit down.
for short people.
Yeah, if I sit in a regular
Like me.
chair, no one's going to know I exist.
Where'd she go?
Pretty much.
Hi. I like the format. I would establish time frames for each question, so set a timer. Part of becoming a good public speaker is managing your time, and so if it's meant to be to make people comfortable in that sense, then also we need to be time bound as well. So that would be a suggestion or an idea. And for those who are terrified of public speaking, there is a Toastmasters group here in Clermont. I would highly recommend you give it a shot. It's a friendly group. It's awesome. Even seasoned speakers could benefit from it. They meet Monday nights at 7 p.m., I think. So it's friendly for work schedules too.
Thank you.
I'm
Any
gonna-
other? Oh, Nathan.
Gonna piggyback on that a little bit. Do we have like a little like iPad or like something that we can put up with that 6-minute like timer that just counts down? Because I feel like whenever we ask these initial questions, the story of why they got started, if they don't understand how much time they're taking, they're going to take the 10 minutes and we're never going to get to the problem. We're never going to get to what they're actually exploring as a solution. And that could be damaging to the
Well, and
presentation.
maybe we can consider flipping order around as well, where we lead with, hey, before we get to know you and your business, let's talk about what your biggest problem is, so that as we're listening to what someone's business is and who they are and how they got started, everyone can be kind of ruminating on like how that fits together. Just my own 2 cents on a way we could maybe flip the script a bit. Any other feedback? Guys, it's 10:28. I would like everybody to go on record that I kept us on time today to get out of here. I'm not known for being short-winded. I'm short. I'm not short-winded. All right, picture time.
All right. Where's our speaker? Terry?
Oh, and before I forget, while she's getting things set up, we are almost to our 1-year anniversary. It is this month. So make sure on the 24th you guys arrive and bring everybody you know, because we have achieved massive things this first year, and we're going to celebrate big, and we want everybody in the community to be here. All right, picture time. Everybody, you got to hold up the correct finger.
Let's do one. Okay. Right one. And then a selfie. Hold up.
Beautiful. All right, have a great week, everybody.